So yesterday, Joe Biden had a press conference on what he plans to do via executive order to restrict certain guns and gun accessories. Let's talk about it. So yesterday, Joe Biden had a press conference about what he plans to do via executive order to restrict guns and certain guns accessories. There are three main actions that he's trying to take. One is the sale of so-called ghost guns. The other is the use of a pistol stabilizing brace. And third are red flag laws. So let's jump into it and hear what he got to say.
Want to rein in the proliferation of so-called ghost guns. These are guns that are homemade, built from a kit, and include directions on how to finish the firearm. You can go buy the kit. They have no serial numbers, so when they show up at a crime scene, they can't be traced. And the buyers aren't required to pass a background check to buy the kit, to make the gun. Consequently, anyone from a criminal to a terrorist can buy this kit in as little as 30 minutes, put together a weapon.
So let's dive into this part. So when he says ghost guns, he's talking about 80% lowers. These are pieces of plastic or metal that haven't even been completed, and even by the ATF standards isn't considered a firearm, so it isn't illegal. So according to the ATF, you can buy the kit or the pieces, assemble it, and have it for your own personal collection, but you're not allowed to sell that gun. On top of it, most states already have a law where once you finish your 80% lower and you do turn it into a functioning firearm, you have to register that gun with the state, providing a serial number, whether it's a serial number the state provides or a serial number that you provide to the state. Joe knows that. The people that's advising him know that. But they're expecting you not to know that. There are already laws on the books for these. There are already guidelines and stipulations. But again, he wants to make you think that these kits are going to get into the wrong hands. The thing about it is, criminals don't care about background checks. Criminals aren't buying guns legally. They're getting them however they can. But again, he knows this. He just expects you not to know it. All right, let's move on to number two. Number two is pistol stabilizing braces. So let's hear what he got to say on that.
The third change, we want to treat pistols modified with stabilizing braces with the seriousness they deserve. A stabilizing brace shook in a pencil essentially makes that pistol a hell of a lot more accurate than a mini rifle. As a result, it's more lethal, effectively turning it into a short-barreled rifle. That's what the alleged shooter in Boulder appears to have done.
All right, so pistol stabilizing braces, right? They're basically made for handicapped people who want to shoot. So maybe they're missing an arm or they don't have the functionality of both arms. So the stabilizing brace allows them to attach it to their arm and shoot the pistol or the rifle or pistol one-handed. Because why would we want a stabilized gun, correct? I don't understand this. Anyway, according to the ATF standards, the ATF said as long as you're not shouldering a stabilizing brace, it's not illegal. You can put it up to your cheek and fire the weapon, but as long as you're not intentionally shouldering the stabilizing brace, it is not illegal. Again, this is by the United States ATF standards. But again, Joe knows this. His advisors know this, but he's not expecting you to know this. Let's continue.
I want to be clear that these modifications to firearms that make them more lethal should be subject to the National Firearms Act. The National Firearms Act requires that a potential owner pay $200 fee and submit their name and other identifying information to the Justice Department, just as they would if they went out and purchased a silencer for a gun.
This is hilarious to me, right? So pistol stabilizing braces, according to Joe, is so lethal, right? It's so lethal to have on your gun. And we don't want you to have it. However, if you give us $200 and go get some fingerprints done and submit some paperwork to the ATF, you can have it. See, what they don't tell you is even after you submit that $200 tax stamp, even after you do your fingerprints, even after you do the ATF paperwork, you still got to wait 7 to 10 months for an approval for you to even have the brace on your gun. That goes for silencers, and that goes for short barrel rifles if you decided to make a shorter AR or a shorter rifle, which I know here in Maryland, anything under 16 inches is considered a short barrel rifle, which I still don't understand because even in a pistol configuration, you still cannot conceal a rifle. But again, he knows this. His advisors who are advising him know this, but he's expecting you to be ignorant. The crazy part is the ballistics on a short barrel rifle are far lower than the ballistics on a full length rifle. Let's continue. Third act that he brought up, that which I thought was pretty important, is red flag laws. And this is very dangerous, folks. Red flag laws are dangerous, and it's going to get people killed. So let's see what he had to say on that.
During my campaign for president, I wanted to make it easier for states to adopt extreme risk protection order laws. They're also called red flag laws, which everybody in this lawn knows, but many people listening do not know. These laws allow a police or family member to petition a court in their jurisdiction and say, I want you to temporarily remove from the following people any firearm they may possess because they're a danger and a crisis. They're presenting a danger to themselves and to others.
So he's presenting this as if he's trying to prevent gun violence. But let me explain something to you. We had an issue similar to this happen here in Maryland. A gentleman was killed by the police who came to confiscate his guns because a family member of his called and said that they felt like he was too radical and he had a lot of guns and he shouldn't have them. But what the police didn't know is that this family member was anti-gun and she didn't like the way the gentleman spoke about guns. Therefore, reporting him to the police, ultimately getting him killed. Like, just imagine that. For all the men out there, let's just say you got a crazy ex-girlfriend or a crazy ex-wife or a crazy baby mother, right? And she want to get at you, right? She feel like you did her dirty or she mad you left her or whatever. So she decided to get some get back. So she calls the police. Help. My ex-husband, my ex-boyfriend, my baby father said he was going to kill me. He has a ton of guns in his house. I'm scared for my life. Somebody needs to go pay him a visit. So with the red flag law, guess what they can do? Come knock on your door, no due process, and confiscate your guns, and then so-called do an investigation after that. Now, what are the odds you getting your guns back after the police take them from you? On top of that, how many people are going to comply with this? Think about that. Then if you couple the red flag law with a national registry, which that's what they ultimately want, is a national registry, you got a recipe for disaster that you already know the Democrats want a piece of. Once they got the national registry and the red flag laws are enacted, they know where everything is. They can come get your guns, no warrant, no nothing. Just pick them up under the guise of safety and security. Understand, like I said before, all gun control is evil. All gun control is an infringement on the Second Amendment. On top of that, gun control is not gun control. Gun control is people control. They want control over you. They don't want you dependent on yourself. They don't want you to take your safety into your own hands. This is only the beginning, folks. He said it himself. And understand that even if it's illegal for him to do this by executive order, he'll do it. It'll get fought in the courts, but it'll give them enough time to get it passed through Congress and put in the law. I really hope y'all paying attention out there. Without the Second Amendment, you might as well throw the entire Constitution away. Whatever's left of it at this point. The Second Amendment is what's preventing President Biden from becoming King Biden, Chairman Biden. The Second Amendment is the checks and balance over all three branches of government. And they know that if they take that away from us, there's nothing that we can do to stop them from implementing any draconian laws or legislation to come thereafter. But Hotep's been told you. Anyway, if you like my video and you like what I had to say, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. It'll let you know when I make a new video. Happy Friday, folks. I'll holla at you.